right, say hi, Jet.
Hi, I'm going to say that.
You were going to say that?
Yeah.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Where are we going?
I hope the caribou.
I hope in Caribou Coffee. All right, so...
My coffee shop right by it.
And another coffee shop. That's true. This is going to be quite the day. Hey, check this out. Here's our beautiful scenery. I'm going to talk about prophetic instruction here and how the church is going to get fixed. It's going to be a great little podcast. But isn't that just lovely? Beautiful sunny day here in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. So anyway, last night was a good night and taught on prophetic instruction, what that looks like in the church. I shared a dream, a warning dream that I had regarding the church and how the church is not prophetically led, and it's just amazing. It's amazing to me. It's shocking to me that of course, we're so used to having pastor-led churches, and but scripturally we know that prophets are the ones who cast vision. They keep the church on track. They bring correction. They give instruction. And so, but we're not used to that, in the church. We're used to teachers and pastors getting up there and, sharing a nugget of truth and offering it to us, and, so we can consider it, pray on it, and maybe implement it into our lives. And that's kind of the way most churches operate. But when the prophetic is in the church, which again is wildly rare, it's different. It's a lot of people shrink back from it. People love the prophetic when it's encouraging, or I get a prophetic word about my life or these kinds of things. But when it's a prophetic alarm which requires a response, generally people don't like that. And we see in Joel where it talks about sound the alarm, blow the trumpet, gather the elders and all the inhabitants, and so there's a call, a prophetic call for everyone in the city church to gather. And I talked, and I'm going to upload the sermon from last night, and you can watch that. But I talked about, for example, the fire in February, and that whole 21-day event where the alarm was sounded for the entire church of Detroit to respond. And because the church is not accustomed to prophetic instruction, it ended up feeling like, it was more of a suggestion or an optional kind of, consider this and feel it out and that kind of a thing. And then I get that there's all sorts of strange issues that we're gonna have to deal with, because you've got to it has to be done with the right heart, with humility and all that kind of stuff. But and it just broke my heart. And even more than that, it just this righteous indignation rose up in me when the Church of Detroit did not respond. We've been praying for two decades. Some people are telling me, not me. I just been here 2 years. People have been praying for decades for this fire to show up. Finally, 20 years. I don't know how long. Let's say 2 decades, 20 years of prayer, and all of a sudden the fire shows up. And it's ignored, and it just I don't understand it. It's crazy, and the hope, and I'll say it this way: the hope for revival in Detroit, I think, is diminishing. The response was not what it needed to be, but I don't think it's over yet. I think there's some grace on this. I think we can learn our lesson and respond. A lot of people believe that they're going to, we even heard pastors say they're going to take a wait-and-see approach, even though the prophetic instruction was clear that we had to gather. That prophetic instruction, possibly they didn't hear it or whatever, but pastor said, I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to take a wait-and-see approach, see if God really does break out. The problem with that is God's ready to break out. It's not like we need him to do anything else. We don't need him to send Jesus down to the cross again. He's done everything he needs to do. And so it's not like God's going to just drop the bomb. We have to do this. And so if we do not show up on the work site, the church is a work place. it's a job agency. So if we don't show up for work, then the mission won't be fulfilled. The fire will go out, and life will get worse. And so, you know, you got to think about that. You know, and the warnings that are out there, and boy, oh boy, you know, people are going about life as usual, and I don't know. So I'll upload the video from last night. It was fairly striking, but very clear call to response, and I would love to get your take on it. So I'll do that later on today. And you'll just go to media.johnburton.net to watch that. All right? Talk to you later. Bye. Say bye, Jed.
Bye.